Hello and welcome back to the Nast Metal production channel here at YouTube. And welcome to another album review. So today's album review is the debut album from, of course, at this point, I guess a new Spanish, I guess at this point also new wave or traditional heavy metal band, Slowburn, with the album's title Rock and Roll Rats, which was released back in February 25th of 2020 through, of course, Fighter Records. Now, Slowburn, of course, are based out of Madrid, Spain, and were formed back in 2015. Upon first listening to this album, this is definitely some pretty good to somewhat very solid quality melodic, very high octane, just classy traditional heavy metal, and definitely in some ways is also very reminiscent of some great new wave or traditional heavy metal bands since them out of Spain, which is also very much at this point also is still in some ways a mecca for, of course, some great new wave traditional heavy metal. I mean, for bands like Iron Curtain, just for an example. These guys definitely kind of fall in within that category, but these guys definitely seem to really show more of a classier feel, and definitely more, I guess in some even aspects, more neoclassical feel as well, but with that sort of almost galloping feel to it as well, very reminiscent of something that might have been recorded in like 1983 or 1984 in some aspects. It definitely has that feel, that very old school metal feel. Almost seems at times even sound like something that almost could have been on the Music for Nations label. It just has that classic feel, even with the production and everything. And of course, given there are at least two guitar players in this band, being Mario Cano and Oscar Hernandez. They definitely seem to really showcase that dual guitar, twin guitar attack. And there's plenty of that being represented here. And of course, J.C. Warrior, who is the vocalist, is for sure has a great set of pipes, and he definitely is able to really hold a lot of these songs together. But so let's definitely finally then just get into some of the songs. I mean, there's definitely some great stuff. There's about 9 songs on here. This is definitely clocks in around 38 minutes and 43 seconds. So let's definitely get in to at least the songs at the point. I've got some favorites here. I mean, the album opens up with the great opener, which is, of course, is Still in the Fight, which is, again, great high octane opener. Just great, so that great, neoclassical guitar riffing. A lot of that twin guitar attack is definitely displayed here. It's just great classic metal. Again, a great album opener. Number 2, of course, is, there's plenty of other ones, but right now my second favorite track for me on here is actually Head in a Box, which, of course, is a very good hooky, heavy rocker that at times reminds me a little somewhere between Thin Lizzy and old school Spanish rockers, Baron Rojo. Even a little bit of Obis and Pike, I can hear a little bit in there, but it's a great track. I know also I should also give a nod to even the title track on this one, which is also a very good track too. Another favorite of mine on this one is actually the song that follows Head in a Box, which is Run Out, which is a great classic metal romp. A lot of that great classic feel, just great 80s feel to it. Just a great, fast heavy metal song. The next other track that I also really dig off of this one is actually titled Victims of Ambition, but here on, I guess, on, though that's mostly taken at least what it's being titled on. What is it? The New Wave or Traditional Heavy Metal full-length albums video, however, on Metal Archives is just titled Victims. It's a slow, slightly galloping in some aspects, and definitely melodic, heavy stomper of a song. It definitely is able to definitely keep my attention through most of the song as well. It's definitely another highlight for me. So it's definitely a great song. Of course, following that, of course, is Night Protectors, The reason that why this song really sticks out at me, even though it's definitely another fine song off this album, is that the main riff, at least the main opening riff, I guess in this case, I know it definitely comes back within, I think maybe the last couple of minutes for the song as well. The main opening riff for me reminds me of the song from Megadeth, New World Order. It just has that riff composition, but most of the song also even reminds me a little bit of something from like Substratum, who are definitely were a great, more recent Seattle-based new wave or traditional heavy metal band, which is a great band. I probably should still somewhat recommend that band. Anyways, that it definitely has that feel. It's another highlight for me, and of course the song that ends the album, which is titled Vigilantes. Which is the only track here that is sung in their native Spanish language. And it definitely sounds like classic Obis to me. It's another great track, which again, Obis, another great classic Spanish heavy metal band. So overall, there's, again, these 9 songs. There's just not a bad song. I mean, and I can also give them some nods. Even the song Metalist, which is the third track on here, which is another this one is probably the more faster songs on the album. It's definitely just great, just fast, straight high octane, foot to the pedal, or at least foot to the gas pedal, great speed. Melodic speed metal romp, just a great song. So other than that, this is definitely a fine album. So here my score, I'm about to give it a 8 out of 10. It's definitely a great debut album for these guys. I am very interested in what they'll do after this, but this is definitely a great indicator for what these guys could definitely be able to be capable of within the future. These guys are definitely one to look out for. I definitely recommend checking this album out. If you have checked this album out, definitely let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't yet checked this album out, I definitely recommend checking this one out if you just like good sort of, new wave for traditional heavy metal and just great traditional heavy metal in general. I definitely recommend checking this one out. Again, this was released through Fighter Records here on February 25th, 2020. So it's definitely a new album, that's for sure. And if that wasn't ever indicated during this fucking review, even though you didn't need to know, still, this is definitely an album I definitely do recommend. So definitely check out Rock and Roll Rats from Slowburn. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed this Heavy Thrasher Sam out. And I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.